Hey, it's a Wednesday. It's Rumor and Innuendo. I'm Dominic D'Angelo of AdFreeShows.com, podcast, Heat Wrestling, and SEScoops.com as well. I'm here with Mr. Robert Karplis, WD Creative _ish. Robert, I'm ready to mud wrestle Michael J. Fox. How about you?
I hate you so much sometimes. It was a private conversation he and I were having right before we went on the air, and he decided to merge that into here. Out of context makes absolutely no context. Even in context with the little hand gestures, super creepy. Pissed off the dog. So well done. So I'll let you say hi to the folks while I go grab the pup.
I know I referenced his namesake, and there it goes. It goes off the rails. We'll say hi to it's Jeff Henninger. He says, "Hello, R&I. If there was only one way for me to be more excited, like a song or something."
Oh, God damn it, Jeff Henninger. What are you doing to me?
No, it'll be all right. Gray Owen says, "Hello, R&I. Back for the live show. Why do we have yet another lights out match in AEW? I know maybe they haven't paid their electric bill, perhaps." Triple E says, "What's up?" That's with 5Es. 5Es.
5Es. I got till 5.
It's got till 5. Wrestling Old Ed says, "Good day, R&I. I must say, great episode yesterday that I caught on replay. Did you see Obafemi pull a 1994 Shane Douglas? Did you see that, Robert?"
So it wasn't quite the 94 Shane Douglas. I would have loved the 94 Shane Douglas, especially when he tries to remember the name of Ricky Steamboat. That, like, as a kid, that was an all-timer moment to see him throw down the NWA title and declare for the sport of professional wrestling. This was Obafemi winning or retaining the NXT title and then putting it down in the ring because it is time for him to go on and graduate. It's sort of the issue with NXT is always going to be that they're going to have to leave. Eventually, the kids are going to have to leave West Beverly High School, and Beverly Hills 90210 is going to have to move to college or Bayside with Saved by the Bell if you want. When you're successful in NXT, it's like the clock then starts to tick. And then if you're there too long, it can feel weird. Like your cousin, Tony D'Angelo, making his return on NXT programming. That dude's been in NXT for several years now, and it's like, is he ever really gonna leave? There are some folks, I think, who feel like they should just stay in NXT and shine, like an Ethan Page or a Ricky Saints.
Yeah, well, would you have done that with Tyler Breeze back in the day? That's been like the notable name when they called him up and how like underwhelming it was for him.
Well, Tyler Breeze ran into an issue where height-wise, Vince was, and I'm a huge Tyler Breeze fan. I had a blast working with that dude a couple times. He was someone who Vince height-wise was never going to see past it. It's kind of like Bo Dallas. Bo Dallas was a guy that was you tell fans now, like, oh no, Bo Dallas was the unstoppable wrecking machine of NXT. And you're like, really? Bo Dallas? But that was the case. Same thing kind of with Sean Spears. You know, there are some folks who getting to a level of NXT, there's absolutely no shame in that. You're on national television. You're on the CW. You're part of the WWE ecosystem. And if you go to the main roster, you go to Raw, you go to SmackDown, you really do have a ceiling. Yes. That being said, a guy like Obafemi, yeah, he wasn't going to stay there for a very long time. Once he put those pieces together, we've now seen Javon Evans sign with Monday Night Raw, Jordan Grace going over to SmackDown, and Trick Williams. It felt like he may have stayed a little longer than necessary in NXT as he had that tenure as the TNA World Champion.
Yeah, no, and but like we were talking about too this past Friday, I thought it was great to put him in that position of like already making him a name in the world title mix, even if he doesn't have a match or anything like that. Just putting his name out there, I think, is a good move on WWE's part to do.
I also want to ban permanently Dre Owens and Wrestling Old Head for bringing up Saved by the Bell, the college years, and referencing the theme song.
Oh God,
I'm standing at the edge of tomorrow. Today. Some of the finest work by the more talented Golick, Bob Golick, Mike Golick's brother.
Is it really Mike Golick's brother?
Yeah, Bob Golick was the star of Saved by the Bell college years. He was their RA or TA. I was the RA.
Mike Golick, the former Philadelphia Eagle and the
Mike
ESPN guy.
Golick of Mike and Mike in the Morning. Yes.
What?
His brother was a football player too. He played for, I want to say, the 49ers.
I think you might be right. Wow, that's wild.
And then I always enjoyed the fact that the guy who played Jeremiah Lasky, the evil professor, Patrick Fabian, went on to then be the villain on Better Call Saul.
Yes, that's right. Wow,
it's all tied together in
in
the great circle of life. But enough about Saved by the Bell of the college years, a fantastic NBC show. We're talking about a fantastic show airing on Turner Broadcasting.
Oh my goodness, yes, Robert. It's a very, very great show. So excited. Are you
Tony
excited?
Gong redeeming himself by bringing up Friends Forever.
Ooh, is that the Joey spinoff of Friends?
No. Friends, dude. Friends Forever was the song that Zach's band.
Oh no.
Let's not. If we go down the path of Saved by the Bell, it's stuff I haven't tapped into my brain in quite some time.
Yes.
It will not only will it come up, I have referenced Saved by the Bell directly to Paul Levesque when talking about the moment with Stephanie and Trish and Hunter showing Trish the move and then Stephanie walking in. I go, you realize that was literally just the Hold Me Closer Slater thing from Saved by the Bell, where Slater was showing a female wrestler a wrestling hold and Jesse walked in. And Hunter had no idea what I was talking about.
He had no clue, I'd imagine.
No, unless it was playing on like a VHS in a gym, he would not have seen it.
He would not have been aware of that. But man, are we aware that AEW does have a show tonight? And yeah, finally, I'm excited.
Lastly, sorry, Wrestling Old Head says, should we all get friendship bracelets, guys? We should get some buddy bands.
Buddy bands. Ooh,
we're going deep on the Saved by the Bell.
Let's get some buddy bands going.
Sorry, I'm just entertaining myself. One of the fondest memories, and it was a terrible memory. I was in law school. I'm sitting in class with my best friend Joe, and this is back in the days of AOL Instant Messenger. And he just turns to me out of nowhere and just DMs me or IMs me the Mr. Carosi line. This one's for the car, and he holds up his keys, and we can't stop laughing. We're in a full lecture hall with probably 80 something people in a family law class giggling like absolute idiots. This is why it's nice to when you find people who like the things you like, it develops a nice little shorthand. It's why I think Tony Khan and I we'd be besties until we start talking about AEW booking.
You would start if you were working in AEW, you would get Orange Cassidy to do the timeout gimmick.
Dude, Orange Cassidy should be the biggest star in that damn company.
You should.
I'm so pissed. Wheeler Yuta, that damn dastardly heel, that evil
indirect
bastard.
Friend of the show.
What?
Indirect friend of the show?
Jimmy Yuta, friend of the show. Looks exactly like Wheeler Yuta, but Wheeler Yuta is an evil bastard. Jimmy Yuta, nice kid that I work with in the company that shall not be named. He's the one that first showed me clips of Orange Cassidy and goes, you got to bring this dude in. And we couldn't because at the time, we had another gentleman who was bending the time-space reality like Zach Morris, utilizing his penis.
Oh, my gosh. We're
not going to say that scumbag's name. Bastard who stole tater tots off my plate once at we were at dinner someplace in Orlando, and just thought
like a flag and a half,
dude. That's a consent line of just if I don't know you well enough, and you're reaching onto my plate to take food, not cool. We're 9 minutes into the show. We got to get to Dynamite.
We definitely got to get to Dynamite, Robert. It's an egregious move that we haven't, as a matter of fact. And
I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it.
That would be my my AOL away message for today, by the way.
Yeah.
Were you an Instant Messenger guy?
Yes, I was.
Did you put your Instant Messenger up like with an away message for the night?
I would always try to do a quote, or I would do a win-loss record of the Jets or the Penguins for my away message.
I feel like you would have put a lot of thought into it.
What was your username?
My username was my initials.
Mm.
So it was RAK, and as a little kid, it was Rackman12.
Ooh.
RAKMAN, and then 12, the month I was born, because it was Rackman 1227. And
Mm.
then like got like a computer virus on the old computer, like way back when you got like someone opens an email and that's the end of your entire system.
And it just
And
dies.
we just none of us could log back in, so we all had to get new AOL passwords and emails.
Mine was Billy Baru 12. That's a reference for Caddyshack.
Yes, I was watching that this weekend, by the way.
You know, you
Caddyshack.
asked. I think you
Sorry.
asked me once what movie I watched the most of, and it was either Jaws or Caddyshack.
I was on the last 25 years, but Caddyshack was actually filmed across the street from my law school at the Rolling Hills Country Club in beautiful Davie, Florida.
Oh man! Hey everybody, we're all gonna get laid. Let's talk some Dynamite, huh?
Caddyshack, directed by John Landis, whose son Max Landis and I became friends through wrestling, and Max for a short time was working as a consultant for WWE.
Whoa, very interesting.
And I know that it's always tough when you bring up someone who I know that there's problematic things associated with them or supposed Me Too related stuff with him. But he made a video called "Wrestling Isn't Wrestling" that is well worth your time of going and Googling. He tells the entire story of the Triple H character.
Oh,
and the hierarchy, the history of it, the Shakespearean elements of it, which I absolutely love. It's very funny. There's a lot of random celebrity cameos in this. I helped tweak some of the scripting stuff. I wasn't able to make it out to LA for the filming, which I was really, really upset about, or else I would have been somewhere in one of those random scenes.
Wow, that's wild. So is this on YouTube? This thing?
Oh yeah, it's all over. It's definitely a YouTube thing you can Google. It's called "Wrestling Isn't Wrestling." It was the idea of, this is where we're tying to this, the that you can enjoy wrestling as a vehicle for fantastic creative storytelling, and then the matches themselves are essentially superfluous. So the opposite of how Tony Khan views professional wrestling.
Yeah, that sounds about. It's kind of. I lean more towards that type of wrestling than I do what the wrestling we're about to talk about.
Which makes sense given some of the folks that you associate with.
Okay.
Actually, I was joking. Rob Van Dam had some of the most amazing like you went out of your way as a kid to watch Rob Van Dam matches in ECW. His storylines, especially in ECW, were, I don't really like Sabu. All right, I kind of like Sabu.
Kind of like him.
Cool.
Don't like Jerry Lynn though either.
I don't like Jerry Lynn, but he is a good dude, I guess. Fonzie, blow your whistle.
Yeah, Daddy.
Don't.
All right.
Nope. It's creepy. Anyway, Dynamite has a bunch of matches announced for tonight.
They do, Robert. They do.
Hey, you know where Dynamite's live from?
That's what I was going to ask you.
Are they in Oklahoma?
Oh, okay. They are. Which means it's the return of good old JR, friend of the show, of the network.
Yes. Our ad-free show. Speaking of problematic Google searches, though, he did address a couple weeks ago the Devon Dudley thing.
He did.
Yeah, he did when he was on with Connie.
Hey.
And it was I never said that. I was friends with Ernie Ladd. His defense was very close to like DJ Qualls and Road Trip. How could I be racist? I watch Oprah Winfrey every day.
Okay. That's a great movie, by the way. Road Trip is amazing.
Tremendous film. That was also on like randomly 2 weeks ago, and has the pro wrestling tie-in at the end where they're trying to and she's trying to learn philosophy on the back of the bus, and they're like, okay, well, Aristotle was sort of the Vince McMahon of philosophy, and I was like, that's it. That's how I'm going to learn philosophy.
That's what's going to happen. Wow, yeah, that's a great movie though.
See, Wrestling Overhead says Boston, Texas. No, it's Austin, Massachusetts.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Cammy Star says grilling JR is the reason I no longer care for JR. That's simply because Cammy Star never worked with Jim Ross. Yeah, I was a big big Jim Ross fan, and then worked with him, and I was like, oh my God, the rib is Vince was always the baby face.
My goodness. Yes, I've interacted with JR a few times. It was very funny. Well, this quick side story here.
It's been this
We were
first
in the-
15 minutes.
I know.
By the way, I love that we're going to get to like 29 minutes in and be like, well, we're out of time for that. It's like Billy in the CW all of a sudden is back.
We were in the green room for one of the Starcasts. I believe it was Starcast 3. It was in Chicago. And Marcus and I are helping out. And, all of a sudden JR walks in. It's a crew of people. Some wrestlers are in there too as well. And so, JR is going around kind of shaking hands. And then Marcus goes and introduces himself. He's like, hey, I'm Marcus. He's like, I don't give a shit who you are.
Language, dude.
I know. Well, I mean, wasn't me saying it.
One of my favorite memories when I was visiting an AEW taping, and I'm hanging out in catering, and I was sitting with let's just say a current world champion.
Okay.
Not going to say who.
There's a couple of them.
Well, there's a lot of champions. Only one world champion.
Yeah.
And Jim Ross sat down at the table with us, eating this like giant piece of chocolate cake, like legit chocolate cake. I know that's what he refers to as weed, but he was eating his chocolate cake, and it's fairly covering most of his clothing. And he stops Wardlow, who's walking by, and the look of just exasperation of like, I can't believe I didn't get away from this soon enough of Wardlow was so fantastic. And then it was like stopping, going to have a conversation. It was like Stan having a conversation with his grandpa on South Park. Billy, I want to talk to you about your suit.
What the heck?
Oh my God, we're 17 minutes in. What's on Dynamite tonight in Oklahoma City?
Well, JR is returning. He's back on commentary tonight. So.
Oh, good. What's he going to be calling?
I have no idea.
Well, I meant what are the matches on the show, Don?
Oh, I don't know which matches he's calling, but we do have Toni Storm. She's taking on Marina Shafir. This should be a good match, Robert.
See, my mic cut out for a second. It sounded like you said Toni Storm and Marina Shafir.
I did say that.
In a good match.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good match.
Marina Shafir has found the gear that she needs to find she's barely utilized, and when it is, it's in small doses in tag matches. Making Toni have to wrestle a full match with her, not a great recipe for success.
You don't think so? I think it might be a good match.
Wrestling All Hit says Marina Shafir is growing on me. She's growing on you because they're using her somewhat sparingly. You're getting snippets of Marina Shafir. She's featured in a tag match, a 6-man, an 8-man tag. You get little needle drops with her. She's not someone where you're like, oh man, give me a 15 to 17 minute match.
I was shocked. Is she's not American? No, she isn't. Wow. So I was shocked to hear her accent actually when she finally spoke.
How pronounced is her accent? I don't think I've ever noticed her having a super pronounced accent.
It felt super pronounced unless she was saying some stuff I just didn't understand, and she just wasn't a good promo.
Devin Dowling says, hey, yo, one of my coworkers messed up everything now, and I'm working through lunch and busy AF. I'll listen back in a little while.
All right.
Oh, man, I can't wait for him to listen to the first 18 minutes of this episode.
This newsworthy episode.
Like, was this like a singular rib just on Devin? It's very possible. What also feels like a rib is we're getting Jack Perry and Jet Speed versus The Demand. This is all because I said, oh, you're having this 8-man tag on the pre-show. Feels like a Dynamite match. And Tony's like, guess what? We're doing it every week.
That's going to happen.
I guess Luchasaurus is on the shelf.
He must be.
He's hurt, which is a shame. On paper, this sure sounds like a really fun 6-man. And I can't wait for one of these teams to go after the 6-man tag titles.
And then maybe we'll see the Hurt Syndicate get involved.
Well, Lashley, I know, is injured. They don't. The general rule is if someone's not on AEW TV, it's because they're injured or Tony forgot about them. Like they fell behind the dresser in the bedroom and he just hasn't moved it back out, and they're just sitting back there waiting to get played with.
Is that where Wardlow is right now? Behind the dresser.
I think Wardlow is hurt. Like he got hurt from immediately coming back. He got injured from doing an entrance.
He tore a pec. He tore one of his pecs.
That's not a great situation.
No, not good. Not good. What might be good though is Bandito taking on Sammy Guevara.
I'm just as surprised as everyone else that Sammy Guevara is still working there.
Isn't he? Is he an ROH Tag Team Champ right now, or am I missing?
He is. He's him in oh my
Roosh?
God, no, Beast Mortos.
Oh my God.
Yes, because Beast Mortos came out last week with Sammy Guevara, and my first thought was, wait, Sammy Guevara is still here? Like I thought he was injured, and then I go, wait, he has a title?
Then he turned on Dustin, right? And then
yes, and clearly they paid that off in a memorable moment, our feud of the year.
Then what faction did he join? Did he join Rush's group, which is what?
La Facción Ingobernables de Jamón.
Did he join that? Somebody help us here. What's going on?
No one. Don't make people Google this.
We need a stat boy like Tony Reale for the show. Who would do that for us?
Tony Reale. What else is he doing during the day?
That's a good point.
Who, by the way, the hottest take I'm going to take on this entire show, Around the Horn was infinitely better with Max Kellerman than when it was Tony Reale.
1,000%. I like Tony Reale.
Tony Reale was great as like he got the dream job because he was stat boy on PTI and it turned into he got a separate job. But as a kid in college, like the PTI Around the Horn 1 hour block of television, unparalleled.
Yeah,
PTI was fully what we ripped off when we started doing this show.
Wow.
Back when I did this with someone else. And then Wrestling All says Max Kellerman and Woody Page were the show.
Did you know? Well, fun. I was going to say something. I interviewed Woody Page my freshman year of college in my dorm room, in my underwear, on the ground. I had a phone.
There's a lot of clarifiers you're going to want to put into that sentence.
Not necessarily.
I'm hoping this was a phone interview.
It was a phone interview.
Okay, I didn't want to. I just picture like you and Woody Page just
laying together on the
in your like boxers having a conversation. This went weird.
I dropped it was a landline and I dropped it in between my laundry rack that was on my door. And so the cord was just hanging. And so I grabbed the phone. He's like, "This is Woody Page." And I was like, "Oh, hey." And so I just had my full interview because I had to interview somebody in the journalism world about journalism and give a presentation about it.
What's funny is the person that when I was doing telecom for my major, we had to talk. You were supposed to interview somebody in the telecom production space. So the person I was supposed to talk to, ironically enough, was Brian Gewirtz.
Really?
Yeah. I had randomly called in and spoke, and it never wound up. We never wound up connecting. And then I spoke to someone else at WWE on the production side, but. Very random. Yeah, Woody Page was great. Honestly, that whole show came from the Sports Reporters. It was a Sunday morning show where they took all the old newspaper writers like Bob Ryan and Mitch Albom.
Mitch Albom was on there.
Tuesdays with Maury fame.
Mike LaPica.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
My best friend Eric's the one that turned me on to that show. And then it turned into watching, Around the Horn and PTI. But yeah, Around the Horn was literally just all the newspaper guys. It was J.A. Adonde and
Bill Plaschke.
Bill Plaschke was great. Top Cat Tim Calishaw.
Jay Mariotti did not last long. He was there for
Mariotti was there forever.
Well, something happened, right? He said something bad.
I feel like all of them, if I go back and look, I haven't seen it in a long time, like they're probably all canceled for some reason or another.
One day.
Hopefully they're all doing well. I mean, like Kornheiser used to get pulled all the time.
Oh, he did, yeah.
He would say stuff and then he'd get in trouble. Devin Allen asked, does Robert believe the airport test is still relevant today? Yes.
Absolutely. 100% it is. Yeah.
Here's how I know the airport test is fully relevant. At the first show that I did for the company whose name we will never divulge on this air.
Curious what that is. What company?
My wife went to that show.
Mm-hmm.
And her takeaway was, she's not a wrestling fan, but she's like, here are some of the people I found the most interesting. And of that roster of people, she thought Darby really caught. Like, she's like, there's something really interesting about that guy. I was like, really? Darby? Led to us using Darby more.
Wow.
Because it was originally, he was just there to be Jimmy Havoc's backup guy.
Oh, wow.
At the last BRCW show, Ben Bishop was a dude who people who had no idea who he was went, who the hell's that guy?
Yeah.
Like security people were like, damn, who's that guy? EJ and Duca is another one who
Yeah.
passes the airport test. I think the airport test is extremely important. Where
Even more so now, I think.
I mean, Obafemi is still the airport test.
Yeah, no doubt about it. No
You
doubt.
see that dude and you go, wait, I'm sorry, who is that guy? Same thing I would say for Powerhouse Hobbs. Hobbs is a dude. If you don't know who that guy is, you're going, all right, he must be some kind of athlete somewhere because he's big, he's jacked, he's got a unique look to him. You would go, all right, he must play sports in some capacity. No one's looking at that guy and going, I bet he's an actuary.
No, nobody's thinking that. He will be in the lights out match tonight.
Oh, see, Wrestling All says It's Gal is massive in person. Now I want to see Gal versus Ben Bishop in BRCW. We used It's Gal. We had It's Gal. He took on Bull Dempsey.
Bull James. Oh,
Bull
okay.
James. Yeah, Bull James. Sorry, Bull James. It's Gal is also deceptively very, very tall.
You know what? He was at our IWC show too in Pittsburgh. I guess I didn't register that he was that big, but yeah, I guess he was.
He's deceptively tall. So we got Hobbs and Hook versus Swerve and Hangman.
Mm-hmm.
Hangman not particularly tall, not an airport test guy.
Maybe from the good-looking department.
Handsome guy, yeah. Swerve's a dude who you go, oh, that he's definitely someone. We used to. He was another one in Orlando where we'd be at the shows and people are like, oh, there's a charisma to that guy. So this is a lights out match because they announced it was going to be a lights out match. They challenged them to the lights out match. The thing I don't understand.
Yes.
My understanding was that the lights out match stipulation was because AEW would not sanction a match. So when the lights came out or turned off and then turned back on, AEW is now no longer liable for whatever happened. At no point when the baby faces challenged the heels to a match, did somebody say, we can't sanction this match. The only way it's happening is lights out. Like, you don't just jump to the stipulation. You could have said it's a no disqualification match, no holds barred match, falls count anywhere. We want you in a Oklahoma City street fight. Who cares?
Yeah. It's they could have took a little bit more attention to detail with all this. I think just seems, hey, let's have a lights out match, and AEW's known for lights out match now, and
it's because they just like, oh, here's a reason to tune in. But fear not only do we have a lights out match, we have my favorite kind of match. It's an eliminator match.
Yes,
but now it's the double stupid Continental Classic eliminator match or Continental title where you have 20 minutes to survive. And if you survive, you get a title shot. Even if you don't win, maybe something.
So dumb. So, I mean, Shelton's going to last 20 minutes, I think, and then we're going to get a match.
Dude, Shelton Benjamin's one of the all-timers, one of my favorites. The guy I wrote my spec script on that got me hired by WWE, by the way.
Ooh.
Shelton Benjamin script. Yes.
Ooh. Was he the gold standard, Shelton?
He was not the gold standard at the time. This was Ain't No Stopping Me Now, babyface Shelton Benjamin.
I like that. Yeah.
Big fan of that guy. Even before the Shawn Michaels match. But yeah, he's a dude who can turn back the clock. Moxley has been turning back the clock of late. These are two pros. This should be a hell of a lot of fun. I'm excited to watch that. I'm excited to see Maxwell Jacob Friedman is going to appear on this program.
Yes.
He'll talk about all of the various challengers who are coming after him. Some of them who are on this show, some of them who are over in Japan or still jet lagged or whatever it is.
Yes, jet speed's not jet lagged. That's for sure. Because
thank you. Tony Gong asks, why isn't Max locking this title in the briefcase? Because, Tony Gong, it is a big, beautiful belt. We all should be able to see it. And also because they haven't fully committed if Max is a babyface or a heel at this point. He's just he's MJF.
Mm-hmm. He's going to show that belt off. He's MJF.
Fantasy Booker T says we need Kit Wilson versus MJF. He's saying that because he's a big fan of Kit Wilson, who we put over how great he was in this new rebrand. That dude is a reliable mid-card talent who, with the theme music and the entrance and all that, he can fill that Heath Slater role. He can fill that Zack Ryder role. And eventually they can start moving that guy up and down the card. And you want a lot of utility players. And also what you want is you want to set your dial for 12 Eastern every Monday through Friday at noon Eastern on a plethora of platforms, including the WW Creative_ISHX account, the @DominicD'Angelo X account, the @SEScoops X account, and on YouTube on Rumor and Innuendo, Podcast Heat, and ad-free shows. So on behalf of the man who is dressed like a rug that you would see somewhere at your grandmother's house in Tucson, Arizona, Dominic D'Angelo, I'm Robert Karpolis. Best of luck in your future endeavors.
Disembodied voice, where are you?
Shh.